say good morning. Let me say good morning and welcome to one and all this morning. It's to the point for today, Wednesday, the 15th day within the month of February. How is everybody doing this morning? Hope all is well with everyone. You're feeling okay. You're doing okay. Hey, everything of a good nature is upon you. There may be the individuals out there who may not be having that sort of feeling, but I certainly hope, as the morning progresses, you will be able to conquer that and move on to better feelings how you would like the kind of feelings that you would like to entertain today. Let's say good morning and to our viewers, especially those of you via our Facebook page, those of you who already chimed in there. Let me say good morning and welcome. Those who are viewing via GBN TV, good morning, welcome to the point for today, Wednesday. We're certainly going to having an open line edition this morning, which means viewers, listeners out there, you have the option of calling in this morning. You know the number by now, 435-2041. I actually did tell you again, 435-2041. That's the number. There have been a lot of topical issues, circulating this beautiful island of ours for the last couple of days, last couple of weeks. And you may want to chime in on them this morning. You may have a different perspective. We could chit-chat about the MNIB dilemma. We could chat about that, that issue pertaining to the Haitians that were sent back. If you want to chime in on that this morning, we can certainly do so. So many things. You may have something happen in your community that you would like to talk about and say, this is happening. Let's chat about that. Maybe the authorities may need to look into that, and you want to have that cleared up for some reason or the other. You may have an idea that could certainly help, transform this beautiful island that maybe the authorities may have never thought about. And you could probably make a mention of that this morning onto the point, and it could make a whole lot of difference. So it's to the point. Let's get into the conversation this morning. I'm certainly open to listen to all that you have to say and more. Let me say good morning to those of you via our Facebook page once again. Let's say good morning to Fitzroy, Elaine. Let's say good morning to all you folks, and certainly welcome. Let's take our very first caller this morning and see what the caller likes to or would like to talk about.
Good morning, GT, and thank you for having me to be the first caller.
You're certainly welcome.
I always feel encouraged when you're on the radio. Trust me.
I wonder why.
The thing about it is that there's so many burning issues that I'm not sure how people are prioritizing the burning issues. And then so we get carried away with non-essentials. Certainly, the issue of the water must become very important. But even before that, I think we need to understand where we stand in the life. Unfortunately, in recent days, something has pained me: the way we treat our Haitian brothers and sisters. Even the language people use, them. It's not them, it's us.
What about that particular issue that is really disturbing to you, if we want to spend some time on that?
I didn't hear what you said.
No, I was saying, what about that particular issue with the Haitians that is really disturbing to you?
What I've heard on the news, on your medium, because that's the only medium I listen to, my confession here, is that those people was denied entry because they didn't have enough money, based on the fact that they were coming here.
But they were actually on island already, so we wouldn't say they were not denied entry. They already came in. They were not allowed to stay.
Entry into the country. Well, no. I mean, let's not get too technical here. Well, I'm saying that they're allowed to come in, pass the immigration then.
Okay.
Anyway, so the thing about it is that, and I think, I know people have different views on that, and I think maybe it's time for us to discuss the very deep situation that the Haitians face. And a lot of it is not to do with their making. It's to do with their conquerors and those exploiters and them, who we have supported, we have blessed. The one of the mean, destroyer of Haiti, the United States, we bless them. We say God bless them when they invade us. Anyway, let me not get emotional on that. The thing about it is that because we are ignorant of the history and the facts, we take all the propaganda that these people pass on to us. So when we saying about where they don't have no, in fact, and some people could tell you that a lot of the people from Europe and America and Canada, they will come here, and the question that will be asked of them is different than the question that will be asked of people looking like us. The majority of us here, I know that we are not all same complexion, but the majority of us have the same complexion. Will not be asked the same question. We know that, and those of us who travel know that we have been subjected to certain situations. I was almost strip search in Gatwick Airport going on my way to Jakarta in 1993, all because of black. And of course, drugs and that kind of stuff. So what I'm saying is that we should never treat our folks the way we're treating them. I'm not saying that we just put a blind eye, but every time I hear the word them, it's not them, it's us. Please. My heart is bleeding, trust me. Lord God. And then you see, it's a good thing that the water issue came up, because you see, we don't understand that very shortly, or it's already happening, we will totally be slaves. We will be treated as animals. As we have seen, look at the incident with the guy who died recently, also Ghana, the one who had the issue with the people with the dog situation. More that would happen, especially as those of us who have a good idea of what have transpired over history and so on die out. Those who come in without a lack of knowledge would have had to deal with it. Finally, I know I can't stay long. The whole issue of that criminal going and addressing CARICOM, I think, is very despicable. Those who don't know the history, those who don't know the facts, let me know, who go in and say about, but let me not go there, because...
all right, caller. Certainly, I'm getting your point. I'm getting your point.
We have to be able to be a sensible, responsible people in the world. And lead by example. We're not CARICOM, we're not leading by example. They're following the big stick. Thanks.
All right, caller, thank you so much for your contribution this morning. There's a particular statement that the caller made that I personally am not in agreement with. And I don't think the immigration deal with only black people the way and not deal with the same with folks of different origin. You understand? I think folks of different color background do get asked the same question. Yes, I personally think so. I have personally noticed it. Where they ask, hey, and so that might think it's a weird question that the immigration will ask you how much money you have and stuff like that. Which I understand. And I've heard it asked. have traveled already, and I was asked, hey, how much money you come with? You understand? I've been asked that. So I certainly understand that. But I don't think the immigration only asks, because that individual is black. You understand? That's just my personal take on that. I'm not in agreement with you with that particular statement. Let's take another caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I have a little observation.
Tell me.
Our people now, there's a breakdown in respect.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so clear a few days ago when we had this press conference with the Prime Minister to do with marketing board and other little issues, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how I view it, journalists are there to ask questions. We, the public, cannot all go there to ask questions.
Mm-hmm.
So they, in a way, they're supposed to be representing us. So we would get more info, be more informed and things like that. But when you look at social media, it's as if these folks, these journalists, they have no role to play. People are just coming down, like there's certain ones, from the moment they ask a question, because I was looking at it on TV and I was also looking at it on social media.
Mm-hmm.
And when you look at the comments of we Grenadians towards our own Grenadian folks, like even people from the diaspora, because I recognize some of them. I went to school with some of them, and they live in America and other parts. And you see the comments, like one was even saying, do we have female journalists in Grenada? Tell me, I never knew that. she lives in America, right? And it's as if journalists here have no place anymore. You should not question this prime minister or ministers of government, no. But and it comes out so disrespectfully, and it's just an observation for whatever it's worth. Thank you.
Thank you for your contribution this morning. 435-2041. 435. We're looking at 13 minutes after 9 o'clock. It's to the point, to the open line edition this morning. Let's take a peek at some of the comments via social media this morning. Facebook. And we have Camila saying they don't always ask that money thing. I have never asked that. Well, I'm assuming maybe Camila is an immigration officer, but I certainly have heard. I've been asked about the money thing, and I can testify about that. I've been asked about that many times too. Good morning to you, caller. Welcome.
Good morning, Mr. Telesford. Greetings. Trust that all is well in your corner and you're staying safe. Listen, Mr. Telesford. A couple of things I want to throw my views on. One, marketing board and its winding up. Fully supportive of the government in winding this operations of quote-unquote marketing and national importing board as it is. Discussions may be held, have been held, I suppose, been party, on the management of that organization. I read the act, and I recall how it started, where it started, how it was transformed in the revolution with an act, establishing it as a statutory body, and what came henceforth to now. I know the role that partisan political interests played in the destruction of all the money-making statutory bodies in this here country. So it's nothing surprising at what happened to marketing board. People were selected both in the directorate, I refer to the board of directors, and the management. And they worked for partisan interests. That is why. And that is why I'm quite also certain that none of them will pay a cent nor back or in jail for anything they did. So I'm happy that the government has reached the stage to understand that and to stop the hemorrhage. I also wish the government to know that I'm fully supportive of this significant point, the training of the directors. I understand there is a course going on right now as we speak, and that is very important. We had to, for a very long time, break the net of partisan interests in the state bodies. And I hope that it is well done and that we shall correct this problem into the future. Oh, there is so much to talk about. Let me just use one further. And if I have chance, I'll come back. The question of this president of Ukraine addressing today, or sometime soon, in the very near future, CARICOM. It is evident that this was arranged by the masters, the United States government. Because we don't have contact with these people, but it's also important for Grenadians and the Caribbean people to understand that this whole picture painted to us is a farce and a bunch of lies. It has to do, and this is a very long topic, but we just touch it briefly, the hegemonic designs of the United States through the neo-Nazi totalitarian order, NATO. Observe what is happening in the world. The aim is to rule the world, to encircle Russia. And they want to make it look all kind of things that these Russians are so evil. I'm not a Russian, but hear this. These people are fascists, neo-Nazis. They use the paraphernalia of the Nazis of Adolf Hitler's time. The Volksangel is one, the Black Sun is another. They salute Bandera, Stefan Bandera, who was a Nazi collaborator during the war and after. And I want people to understand that these people have nothing good for the world. And I urge CARICOM leaders to tell that man when he's through these two words, bah humbug. We'll continue to talk about that as we go along. And there are many others, but we'll be back. Have a nice day, will you, Mr. Telesford?
You have a great day yourself, sir. It's K105.5, K105.9, GBN TV. We'll take a break. We're coming back with more of your phone calls and your comments by those of you via our Facebook page. We're coming right back with more. Stay with us.
want you folks to play these 3 games from the NLA. Daily pick 3 cash flow and play with. You will be supporting sports and culture, nation building and our future. So go out and play, folks, make it a must. You will see what the National Lottery is doing for us. When you play pick 3 cash flow and play with, the NLA will support you all the way.
Starting September 30th, Monday to Friday, these 3 games will be drawn mid-morning, 9:45 a.m., midday, 12:45 p.m., and evenings, 7:45 p.m. The National Lotteries, supporting sports, culture, and nation building.
Sunday money day.
GBN Television News at 7, a pulse on all things Grenadian. Look out for our new features through expanded synergies with our media partners in Barbados, St. Lucia, Jamaica, Trinidad, and beyond. Capturing the latest in news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Credible, informative. Thank you for making us number 1. News at 7, live, Monday to Friday on GBN Television, Channel 7 and 11. K105.5 and 105.9, Hot 98.5 and 98.7, GBN Television Facebook page and YouTube channel, and www.gbn.gd. GBN, with you anywhere and everywhere.
Last week on All Climate Reality.
What we're encountering is something we're calling an enhanced greenhouse effect. This is a phenomenon where the gases that create the greenhouse of the atmosphere are increasing in concentration.
The amount of concrete that we have in our society now compared to 30 years ago is amazing, because when the sun hits that, it's not getting into the soil where we have carbon sequestration happening. So that bongs back and goes back into the atmosphere and increase the carbon dioxide stock. But a lot of people want to live on the slope, so we deforesting the slopes, and trees is one of the biggest inhibitors of carbon dioxide. They take in so much of it. So every tree we cut means that there is going to be an increase in us producing greenhouse gas, and increasing our greenhouse gas.
Join us this Wednesday at 8 p.m. on Our Climate Reality as the discussion delves into the impacts of climate change. GBN Television, Channel 7 and 11, K105, and all our social media platforms.
Welcome back, viewers, listeners. Good morning once again, and welcome back. It's To The Point for today, Wednesday, and it's an open line edition, 435-2041. We're talking various issues this morning that is of concern to you, and you're welcome to share your views about the various issues. Let's go to the phone line, take our caller in this segment. Good morning to you, caller. Welcome.
Good morning, GT. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, sir.
I'm so in support of what the last caller stated. I need not say more.
Mm-hmm.
Have a good day.
You too, sir. Have a good one. 435-2041, 435. And folks are having various views on lots of concerns that are plaguing us, whether it's of a Caribbean nature, of a local nature. What is of concern to you? Your calls are certainly welcome that you can talk about it. I'm here for the next 45 minutes or so. So let's grab another caller, see what this caller has to throw this morning. Caller, good morning, welcome.
Hi, good morning, JT. How are you doing?
Doing 100% this morning. I could.
All right, JT, if any one of us in Grenada have to go and apply for a visa in America, in Barbados to go to America, a bank statement issue. Why? Sometimes you may go, you feel they don't watch the bank statement, but they see it. They want to know that you have money to go to upkeep yourself when you reach in the United States. They don't want this burden on you.
Understandable.
So if the immigration officer here asks how much money you have, I see nothing wrong with that.
Well, I would agree with you also. I would agree with you.
And the next point is concerning the water. I find the news break last night, they handled this situation how much it? They handled the news concerning the lady with the water not in a good position. Openly like that.
Are you saying they didn't handle it properly, or what? Who didn't handle it properly?
The news, remember how they come out with the news stating that they find this lady bathing she dog and bathing in Ottawa street, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is not a good thing for people to hear. What about people from overseas want to come and spend holiday here now? And they know it's 25 gallon water they have to use for the week.
So you were suggesting that should have been kept under the rug?
They should handle it secretly before they come out with this news flash. Because I come in now and I full my barrel of water to come and spend my holiday because I don't trust the water treatment here. You could tell me I can't come with water. Family members here and they hear this news now. They want to send for the barrel of water, cases of water from overseas, and come here. You could tell me I can bring me water in. So this is the reason why I say the news handled bad, but they shouldn't handle it. They should handle it a little more privately. You know what I mean?
I understand. I understand how you're saying it. There are certain things that not always should be made public. But
yes, this is my opinion. Somebody else may have a different opinion, but they handle it broadly one time in the news flash. You know, it should be secreting. Yeah, things you do in your bedroom, nobody ought to know outside. Bye-bye.
Have a good morning. Have a good morning. Have a good morning. That's a little ticklish in terms of how I could respond to her about that. That's the reason why I laugh. Let's entertain another caller. Caller, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, sir.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm just cool.
Mm-hmm.
I heard a news last night on the radio about the people that paying the reparations for slavery.
Yes.
And I was one, they said they have to set up a committee to investigate. What are they investigating? Do they want to just give the people the money freely and when the money is supposed to come for slaves? Children? Something is wrong here. What we have to investigate slavery. Slavery was a reality. So I say that instead of we investigating, we will be demonstrating in front of the center next week, please, God.
So you're saying what is there to investigate now?
I didn't hear you.
Are you saying that what is there to investigate about this issue now? What is there to investigate?
Well, what I'm saying is slavery was a reality. So what do you have to investigate when the people agree that the forefathers had slaves in Grenada? The money is supposed to come for the slave children or for the country, to build the country, not for investigators. All the money is going to go there. So I find that is wrong, sir.
So an investigation, in your opinion, is not necessary?
Well, you don't have to investigate something that what had happened. The reality is there.
Okay, caller, I understand. I get your point. Have a good morning. Have a good morning. 435-2041, 435-2041. That's the number if you want to be part of To The Point this morning. We're talking everything this morning. Everything nothing will be swept under the rug, as the lady, our previous caller before last was indicating. But let's take another caller. Good morning. How are you? Good morning to you, caller. Hello, good morning. Guess that caller on which to participate in the program this morning. 435-2041. Let's take a peek at some of the comments via the Facebook. We have Deanna saying Nawasa needs to answer. The manager should be called in and made to answer some of the serious questions. What the plans are to rectify this and then these issues. Someone else is saying, we have Velma is saying that secretly, no, we need transparency. Maybe she's referring to the comment made by the caller. She did about the issue with the water. That should have been kept a secret and dealt with in a different way other than bringing it out on the news. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning. Welcome.
Mr. Telesford, I beg your humble indulgences.
Go right ahead, sir.
Your penultimate caller used a word in her statement there, which I did not, I must confess, and if anybody else can bear witness to this, did not hear in the news item, treated water. I never heard that. I heard that it was a dam.
It's a dam. Yes, I heard that.
Prior to the filtration process. And we have to stipulate this crystally clearly because this can confuse people.
I agree.
The water has to be treated before delivered to the people. But what occurred did not happen with treated water. Albeit wrong, and I can just terminate on this one time, wrong, and it shows a weakness on the authority as it relates to the protection of the reservoirs of the country. Now, you cannot fence the entire river from its source in the mountains, but at least it has to be much more controlled and protected. We have to do that ASAP because it's a bad signal. As to the individual, I learned from a learned lawyer that this is a British citizen, and we have to understand this. These people feel they can do what they want in this here country. Simple. Because we live on the land called Crown Land, owned by her owner and monarch, King Charles Rex III. Let's suck that lollipop to understand why we have to change this constitution and emancipate ourselves once and for all with a Constitution Act and a new constitution in this here country. Thank you very much, Mr. Telesford. You have a nice day, will you?
You too, sir, as always. Have yourself a good one. 435-2041. Well, that's put a little bit of a twist to the conversation there, where, you know, it's not the treated water that the individual was using to take a shower and take care of her animals also. So that can put a little twist to that conversation there. Let's go back to the phone line. Good morning to you, caller. Welcome.
Yes, good morning, GT. Was the woman charged $1,000?
I have no information on if she was charged. I heard in the news that the complaint that she's been doing this was made before. And a warning was issued.
Lady, I think it was Jamila's voice, saying that there's a fine of $1,000. I mean, come on. $1,000 that you can put a whole nation, you can make a whole nation sick, and the fine is $1,000.
So you think the fine should be more? But as a previous caller said, you know, it was not the treated water that she was being playing around in. If just to say it nicely,
whether it's a treated water or not, it is
just for argument's sake. It's just for argument's sake. It was not the treated one.
Yes, but it's a place where she should not go.
All right.
Yes. She should not go. We as people living in Grenada cannot and will not go there, and especially bathing your dogs. I mean, we don't know whether they have any infectious disease. We don't know. And I'm saying the treatment also, the chemicals that they put, how can we be sure that they kill all viruses, all bacteria? You understand?
I'm following.
This is more serious than we think. This is more serious than we think. Sometimes way down the road, you hear people from that area start getting sick, and you just never know. You just never know why. But this is more serious, and the $1,000 is a joke.
All right.
It is a joke. It's $1,000 or 6 months. It should be and 6 months. You should take a jail for doing that. Somebody should take a jail for doing that. Yes?
Point taken, caller. Have a good morning. 435-2041. 435-2041. This caller is saying she think that I'm seeing some folks via the Facebook page saying that she wasn't really charged. There was no charge. She's saying that the representative from Nawasa was saying that's the penalty, but not that the individual was actually charged. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
All right. I'm a concerned citizen from Providence, and I'm very, very happy that they brought the story to light, because what we, the public, have to know is who is affected. The whole community in St. Louis, everyone that uses that water, everyone that drinks that water. That is very, very serious. And the fact that she was already warned and still persist, that turns criminal. That's a criminal act, because it's like poison in the water. So we should really take this for what it is and do something about it. Something needs to be done, right? Because it's a very, very serious offense. And NASA also needs to take some responsibility.
Yes.
In the area. If that offense was already brought to your attention, ensure that what you have to do so something like that can be prevented. You know? That's my 2 cents. Have a wonderful day.
Point taken, caller. Thank you so much for your contribution this morning. Let me take some of the comments via the Facebook page before we grab a break. And we have Antonio, I hope I'm getting your name right, is saying, GT, good morning. I happen to listen to 2 media outlets, and it seems that their motives is to bring down this administration with their propaganda machines, and will go as far as using, animative voice machines, yes, to help with the misleading of the people. I'm urging Grenadians to be very careful of these media outlets. They will raw meat outlets. They will raw meat out these to see if they can have their supporters call on radio stations to help spread out their misleading information that can damage the image of Grenada in the diaspora. So I guess that's one individual making a comment there. And treated water or not, it's unacceptable. Where the saying, of course, where's the general manager of NAWASA in addressing this issue? We allow too much to go on. We have Cynthia saying this. It was just said that the charges could be. I guess she's referring to the way the caller say with, of course, before $1,000. But she's saying that the individual saying that charges could be, applied. And yes, that's some of the comments there. 435-2041. Forgive me for not disengaging my line. Before we accommodate another caller, let's take a break, and we come in right back here on To The Point, the open line edition for today. We're coming right back.
Mention the wing kai, then you have things like man, you must come back, We have the low power that.
It is kind of like the same man, and it's just different name for the same kind of thing.
And last but not least, I just want to say to all the men who saw me, call me, and ask for a piece of cake, I'm baking this weekend.
Join us Fridays at 8 on GBN Television, K105 FM, GBN's Facebook page, and YouTube channel for We Culture.
No, that's not how you cross the pedestrian crossing.
Really? One day I just woke up and I saw pedestrian crosswalks on the road. No one really showed me how to use them properly.
Well, this is how it's done. You never cross before doing these things. They might save your life. First, when you get to the crosswalk, you stop. You look left, you look right. If there's a vehicle coming, you put your hand out, making eye contact with the driver, indicating that you want to cross. And only when the vehicle comes to a complete stop, you quickly cross to the other side.
Stop, look, hand out, eye contact. Wait for pedestrian to cross to the other side, then you happily continue on your journey. This message is brought to you by this group of insurance companies, the Traffic Advisory Body, and the Traffic Department.
Welcome back, listeners and viewers, to The Point, the open line edition for today, Wednesday, the 15th day of February. It's an open line edition, so let's go over to the phone and entertain a caller in this segment. Caller, good morning, welcome.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, I strongly believe that NAWASA and the police should come out and give a press conference. This is a very serious matter. And I also want to know, was the woman warned by the police, or was she warned by NAWASA? The warning, who did the warning?
Mm-hmm.
But this is such a serious matter. We don't know if she shampooed the dog, chemicals from the shampoo. We don't know we don't know if the dogs have disease. This is a very serious matter. And we have brought press conferences forward on lesser matters than this. This thing should be dealt with properly. Thank you.
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much for your contribution. 435-2041. 435-2041. And once again, let's take some comments from the Facebook page this morning. And individual is saying, we have Susan that said, if it was me, they would have charged me though. She got a warning before, not. Of course, charges, they're crazy. I guess that's the direction she's going there with her comment. Let's take another caller. Caller, good morning and welcome.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning to you.
Am I speaking with...
Yes, you're live. Go right ahead. You're on To The Point.
Oh, and my point is, is a suggestion to the government regarding the royal, how do you call it? The government has at the royal Prime Minister's home. I want to suggest that they use it as an open home, just as the Queen has opened the Royal Palace in London, and you can pay some money to go and see the place. What do you think about this?
Which particular home are you suggesting that they should open?
The home of the Prime Minister.
The home of the Prime Minister. You're saying that it should be open, that anyone can visit?
Yes, the public has a pay a fee, and we can see what Mount Royal look like.
All right, caller. Well, I'm not sure how possible that to happen, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure even how to respond to you for that, but maybe the authorities could give it some consideration.
We'll hear that suggestion.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you to PJ.
All right.
PG, is it?
GT. All right. Anyway, 435-2041, 435-2041. I'm not sure if that may be possible. You know, it's the Prime Minister's private, the residence for the Prime Minister. I'm not sure it may be open to public use of that nature. I'm not sure. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning. Welcome.
Mr. JT.
Good morning, sir.
I listened to you all talking about this woman and the dog busy. All the evidence of that?
If there is evidence of it, well, I'm assuming if it's been spoken about, there's some form of evidence pertaining to it.
I tell you, I'll be careful because you might go through all the files, definition, check the file. I'll be careful. I better get photograph and things to show you. Anybody who wants to let you know. Be careful.
Why taken? 435-2041, 435-2041. That's the number to be part of To The Point this morning. Open line edition. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning. Welcome.
Oh, good morning, GT. How are you, sir?
Doing pretty well.
All right. GT, going back to history. Remember Toussaint Louverture and Christophe went to liberalize Haiti, right?
Yes.
They come from the Caribbean to go and liberalize Haiti because Haiti was in turmoil because they had to pay a lot of money to the French to get independent. The first country, I think, that get independence in the world, I think, was Haiti before America. I think if I don't get it right. And also, the problem with the Haitian community of Grenada, well, yes, they send them back or whatever. But they had to, we Grenadians should remember when we turmoil in 79 to 83, the amount of Grenadians that run from Grenada, run to different countries. And I'm sure some of them didn't have no papers and they get to stay because of the problem they had in their country. Went to Trinidad, went to many other countries, even South America. Some of them still went to those places, right? So I think, and Haiti and the CARICOM, I think they should, because those people don't speak English, so they don't know how to, to think themselves. So that's the problem they had, and they didn't have nobody to speak that language to them.
So are you saying, caller, that the situation should have been dealt with differently?
Huh?
Are you saying that the situation should have been dealt with
they
differently?
Should treat it better. They should treat it better that way. They should get somebody to speak their language.
Well,
so then you could have helped them. You understand? And just sending them back.
But it's the assumption of both of us that maybe that was done. Maybe they had somebody who could have interpreted it.
Maybe I don't know. Because I don't see a lot of cruise ships coming here, and many people come and they ask, you speak French, or you speak this, and a lot of people can't speak it.
But this is totally a different situation. I think the authorities will have someone who could interpret what the individuals were speaking. This is not like a regular cruise ship coming in and someone just visited the island from a cruise ship. They came in on the airport, immigration was dealt with. So on a cruise ship individual, you know that individual has to go back on the cruise ship. But the situation on the airport is totally different, right?
Yeah, I know it's different. I didn't say not different because it's the airport. But I think they should treat those people better because a lot of us run from Grenada in the time when we had the
I totally understand where you're coming from. But sometimes you cannot play the scenarios the same way. You understand? So point taken, caller. Have a good morning. 435-2041. 435-2041. That's a number if you want to be part of To The Point this morning, the open line edition. Let's take another caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome.
Hello, good morning. How are you?
Doing pretty well, sir.
Mr. GT and Mr. GT. And how are you, Mr. GT?
I'm doing okay, sir.
All right, sir, Mr. GT. Mr. GT, I have 2 points to make.
Go right ahead.
Right. Mr. GT, you know the old people about what they say? Moon does run and daylight does hold it. Hey, Mr. GT?
Would you repeat that? I didn't get that.
I say, you know they have a word to say, moon does run and daylight does hold it.
The month does run. The moon runs and the daylight does hold it.
And the daylight does hold it.
I think I heard that say some time ago. I heard that.
Yeah?
Mm.
Right. Well, this is something as marketing board. They run, and daylight catch up with it. So all we have to do now, is to buy three heavy duty chain, a heavy duty anchor, and a heavy duty buoy, and drop it in the horizon. You understand what I'm saying?
I'm trying to follow.
Right. And drop it in the horizon and leave it there for 4 days. And then 4 days we will go and pick it up and see what we get. Because we have to check 1, 2, 3 of them. No name, no warrant.
Okay, sir.
Right.
I hope I could decipher your whole comments in terms of the direction you're going with it from the different statements you're making. Anyway, good morning to you. Good morning to you. Have a good morning.
To you, sir.
All right, 435-2041. 435-2041. That's the number. If you'll be part of To The Point, the open line edition. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning. Welcome.
Yes, good morning, GT.
Blessings to you, man. Good morning.
Okay. Now, as a retired teacher, I'm very concerned about, the French influence in Grenada over the years.
Mm-hmm.
And as a result of that, we have had many patois names, French names in Grenada,
Yeah.
And some of these are not known to a lot of Grenadians. I think we should get some of our history more, open, to the Grenadian folks, to the public, because there are a lot of French names. Even when I was in teachers' college, there were some of them I just didn't know. And I remember the principal when he asked for, because he was responsible for the social studies, and he wanted to, an assignment was to get some French names and give the English, explanation of it, the translation.
Mm-hmm.
And I was able to do some, but there are a lot more. And, even some of the things, sometimes you might hear, and you might hear other names, some names, and you just don't have any clue as to where they come from. Some of them are not even pronounced properly. For example, some years ago, there was an announcer, she was referring to Cornblaye. She said, I could bet many people do not know there's a place in Grenada called Cornblaye.
Cornblaye. I don't know that place. I don't know there's a place exists.
Cornblaye, around Leicester area in St. Andrews, around that area there you have a place called Canblaye.
Mm.
It's really not corn, but it's Canblaye. No, Canblaye means blighted cane.
Okay.
So in the days of slavery, what used to be happening is that the canes that were planted around that area who had a lot of borak, what you normally call borak. So they call the area there Canblaye, means blighted cane.
Okay.
But in Mama Cans now, the canes that were planted around that area were very good, with no borak at all. That's why the place is called the Mama Cans, meaning mother of canes.
Okay,
and
cool.
so these things, a lot of people don't know this history, and there are a lot of other things, even English names, some people do not even understand where the names come from. There was a time when the English and the French, they did fight many wars for Grenada, and the English ship, it's either the French, I think the English warship was out there in the harbor, and you had the French occupying the Fort George, Fort Frederick, some of them. But Fort George, in particular, what I heard is that when the battle was going on from the sea to the fort, guns were fired, cannons were fired. But where we now call them Canashil, if guns were fired, then this is the place where you could have gotten shelter. Somebody moving around could have got hit. But if you reach that place where we normally call Canashil, it was a sheltered area where nobody would have been hit easily.
Okay.
So they call the place the Corner Shield, Cornershield.
Mm-hmm.
But over the years, the whole name changed, and you just get Canashil. But Canashil is not the name.
All right. Thank you.
There are many others I could tell.
Well, I want to thank you so much for that little bit of history lessons. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much. 435-2041. Let's grab a couple of the comments via the Facebook page this morning. And we have Ronnie saying some of the people don't have a clue of the situation. I guess it's referring to the issue with the Haitians. And because the Prime Minister made the right decision to send them back. All the haters running their mouth, and that's a comment there. Let's see if any other comment that is worth throwing up this morning. And one of the other listener or viewer via the Facebook page is saying, caller, perhaps you need to listen to the U culture on GBN. Yeah, that's they do share a lot of history on that particular program also. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning and welcome. Good morning to you, caller. Welcome.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. I just called to make a thing here because
go right ahead, please. Go right ahead with your comment.
In the night time, you don't have weather news, but apart from that, you don't have it at all, and that is a very important thing in news.
Where is there no weather news on GBN?
Weather report in the nighttime news time, 7 o'clock news. No weather report.
Okay.
I don't know what's the problem.
I am not sure. I'm not privy to it, so I can't give you an answer for that right now. All right.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Have a good morning. 435-2041. 435-2041. 10 minutes left on today's program. We due for a break. Let's take it. We come back with more of your phone calls. Let's just take this phone call because I had this person waiting a wee bit. Caller, good morning. I was going to take a break, but I'll entertain you. Go ahead.
Gigi, I think the caller that made the point about the French name, you know, there's a saying, he opened a can of worms, but in this case, a positive can.
I agree.
You know, probably like a slant in your program. Probably look at those things.
Just change the entire narrative there, right?
And I think recently there's been talk about teaching Grenada history, and probably by extension Caribbean history should become a part of us. Because, you know, we don't know where we're coming from, and probably that's why we are facing all these problems today, you know, and even the situation with the Haitians. I am, in a way, have a soft heart to this, you know, not setting precedent, but there are times when things have to be done because you know that Haiti is a part of CARICOM, but where is it really positioned? And so probably situations like that creates a situation, look into further. And I said that in another program this morning, I think I would have to see the Prime Minister when he returns because I think I have something to say to him for CARICOM in relation to Haiti. Have a good day.
Thank you so much for your contribution, folks. Let's take that break. We're coming right back.
Last week on All Climate Reality.
What we're encountering is something we're calling an enhanced greenhouse effect. This is a phenomenon where the gases that create the greenhouse of the atmosphere are increasing in concentration.
The amount of concrete that we have in our society now compared to 30 years ago is amazing because when the sun hits that, it's not getting into the soil where we have carbon sequestration happening. So that bounces back and goes back into the atmosphere and increase the carbon dioxide stock. But a lot of people want to live on the slope, so we deforesting the slopes, you know. And trees is one of the biggest inhibitors of carbon dioxide. They take in so much of it. So every tree we cut means that there is going to be an increase in us producing greenhouse gas and increasing our greenhouse gas.
Join us this Wednesday at 8 p.m. on Our Climate Reality as the discussion delves into the impacts of climate change. GBN Television, Channel 7 and 11, K105, and all our social media platforms.
Welcome back, listeners and viewers, to The Point for today, Wednesday, the open line edition. You know the number if you want to be part of To The Point. Just approximately 8 minutes left on today's show. Let's go to the phone line. Caller, good morning and welcome. Good morning.
I beg your indulgence. The thing about the role of money, and I'll show two examples. I'll show an example where money has played a role. In terms of who have money, normally have the first and final say. And in the case of, we should not try to be naive. The fact is that we have an inferior, by and large, we have an inferior complex when it comes to other people. So we would always give way to those that we feel inferior to. There's something called the Stockholm Syndrome. I think I see it a lot practiced among our people. But having said that, there's a situation in Belize, for instance, where the United States have covered the Belizean authorities to accommodate a so-called former terrorist from Pakistan, to the outrage of the people of Belize. And because the American is paying for this person's resettlement there, I mean, the politicians, they are saying, no problem, he's safe, he's this and that. Can you imagine? There's the same people in Belize who are refusing Haitian people fleeing. I mean, the situation in Haiti, the violence, the economic situation that was not created by them, and people and authority accepting a man that is, the American themselves say was one of the worst criminals or whatever it is. So you see, your money plays away. And when I'm on money, let me just, the final thing is on the issue of the National Importing Board. I agree, like most of the other callers, that we should do something about it. But I have extreme difficulty in which we are going to give the private sector, which have failed in terms of our, in economic terms, have failed, and of course a lot of the problems to be playing the leading role. I'm not saying that they should not have a role, but they should not play a leading role in that reformation of national and marketing and importing board. That's all I'll say for now. I have much more to say at a later date. Thanks.
Thank you so much for your contribution. 435-2041. Let's take a peek at some of the comments via the Facebook page this morning. Now, the past, and we have Velma saying, the past administration claimed that they mentor the poor and vulnerable. So why keep the poor Haitians in Grenada? All the the tub sits on their own bottom. Yeah, all tub sits on their own bottom. Sorry, but send them back. Things bad worldwide. Let's see what else has been thrown out on via Facebook. We have Antonio saying, today I want to applaud PM Dickon Mitchell on his choice of choosing Honorable Andy Williams, acting PM in his absence, which demonstrates that he is building a new leaders for the future of his party. And I know that the absence of his absence, Andy Williams will do a great job. I'm assuming that's what he's saying. Let's take another caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome.
Hello.
Good morning to you, caller. Welcome.
Yes, good morning. Yes, the reason I'm calling right now, I just heard one guy was saying a while ago they go have to talk to the Prime Minister. But what they wanted is about time Grenada is looking up the immigration. People is coming in Grenada too easy, and they just reach home. And they're not even doing the right thing. Especially for Haiti, I'm not racist, but these people love too much witchcraft. I went in Dominican Republic in a wedding, and I met one young guy there. We was talking about God and things like that. And I said, why your country like so much food? He tell me, lady, that is our culture. That is Haitian religion, and nobody could take it away from them. And that is why so much things that be happening in the country. We don't want this thing happening in Grenada right now. We want people to bless our country. Because Grenadians start having lots of witchcraft down here already. And once these people take over, no, we really don't want that.
All right.
Yes, you're not, yeah.
Point taken, caller. Have a good morning. 435-2041. 435-2041. Let's grab some more comments from the Facebook page this morning. And we have Blessed Gal Taylor is saying, before you talk to the PM, go ask your neighbor about the way the Haitian does carry on. Once they establish communities, some get quite, get quiet. Communities, some are quiet, but on the other hand, shanty tongues will start popping up all over, and we don't have issues about housing and seed program again. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning and welcome. Good morning to you, caller.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning to you.
Yes, with regard to Haiti, I actually would say that it is the right of the state and the immigration authorities to observe the correct protocols in terms of people entering, etc. So I can't fault the immigration for doing their job. Mm-hmm. However, it is my opinion that Haiti presents a unique situation. And besides the state, I believe there should be several entities in Grenada who might have been able to assist the Haitians in trying to settle themselves, whether temporarily or whatever. I don't know what Trinidad is going to do with them, right? Maybe Trinidad has the resources to immediately deal with them. But I think in the future, maybe the question that should be asked is, are there Grenadians who have organizations, you have churches, you have NGOs, etc., who have the ability to assist these destitute people if we find them in such a situation again? That, to me, is one of the questions we should be asking ourselves. Can we as a people, not government now, as a people, step forward and help the Haitians in their current situation?
All right, caller. Point taken. Thank you so much for your contribution. 435-2041. 435. Just approximately 2 minutes left on today's program. To the point, if we do get a call coming in pretty quickly, maybe to accommodate, and it will be our final call for today. Caller, good morning.
GT morning. I just want to support the lady who call about the witchcraft, man. Yeah, man. We have to be careful, you know. We're not against them, but we have to be careful, brother. We have to be careful. The Bible said in Psalm 37, fret not thyself because of evildoers, neither be thou envious against the workers of iniquity, for they shall soon be cut down at the green, like whether it's the grass, you know. So we have to be careful, brother. Now support the lady 100%, and I put the next 100% over it. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your contribution also. Hey, folks, as well, we take a wrap for today's program Up to the Point. I want to thank all who participated, whether it's via phone call or a comment via the Facebook page. You just sat back and viewed, you sat back and listened, made a contribution to the program, probably by just saying something to yourself here, or what an individual may have said over the line, over the phone, or comment I may have read, and you were in agreement with it, and for some reason you contributed in that way. I want to thank all who participated once again. Join us again for another edition of To The Point. Tomorrow, usually on Thursdays, we accommodate members of the Royal Grenada Police Force or particular divisions or departments within the Royal Grenada Police Force. Join us for that tomorrow. And this is where I say goodbye this way. Peace out to all the listeners and viewers. Have yourself a wonderful day. Goodbye.